That's ridiculous.
Me? Ridiculous? No. So Colin, did you like my intro bits last time?
I actually haven't had a chance to listen to
it yet.
No. Sorry.
No, that's better. It'll just be a surprise for you then. I'll just get a text like a week or two from now that's like, "Hey."
So wait, what are you saying?
You'll find out.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture. I just had to go take a peek real quick.
Poor Philip. I love it so much.
Yeah, I thought about there's a little dongle I could get to where I could use the DSLR as my webcam.
Oh, okay.
But it's one of those like garbage in, garbage out sort of situations where it's like the computer's not really until I upgrade the computer, it's not worth upgrading the video going into the computer.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I can't click on visit group and go to our group anymore because I'm a moderator or an admin of the page.
That's weird.
And so when I click on visit group, it's like edit the visit group button. No, I don't want to. I want to visit the group. Stupid.
All right, one last thing. I'm gonna pull the chat up over there real quick so I can see it big on the big screen.
Okay.
I don't know what he's talking about. That picture's great.
That's what I said.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go. That way I don't have to have it up here the whole time.
In fact, now my fat ass wants a cupcake.
Me too, Philip. Me
For a second, I was like, I wonder where that was taken. Oh, wait, that's me in the picture.
Cake is the best. I saw a thing. It's like, what kind of pie is better, sweet or savory? And I was like, savory, because cake is the sweet that I want to eat.
I saw Calvin was arguing, is lasagna a pie?
Lasagna's a pie. Which, I mean, I gotta say it is.
I would call it a cake.
Oh
Because it's layers.
my gosh, you're so
Well, hang on. Doesn't that mean it's an ogre?
It also means it's an onion.
That's right. It's an onion as well.
Yeah.
Well, then it was also somebody brought up, if we're getting technical here, like a fruit pie is between two layers of crust. So does that make it a sandwich? But then I got to thinking, because I was talking about it, I saw it was like a YouTube commentator was making fun of like people on TikTok and stuff, and there was one video where this guy kept trying to order a quesadilla without cheese, and they were making fun of like it's literally in the name queso, you know, like that's the first part of the name is the cheese. And then I was like, wait, isn't a quesadilla without cheese just a taco?
Well,
isn't it just a tortilla?
Yeah, it'd be just a tortilla because traditionally quesadilla is just the.
Well, I'm like, if you're getting one from a, like traditionally, sure, whatever, but like most places, it's filled with like meat and then other stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
like,
okay.
if you have like a chicken quesadilla without the cheese, isn't that just a taco? Or a chicken taco, whatever. This is the kind of quality entertainment you get by backing our Patreon. I did like the way that y'all talked about the patrons on your episode. That was good.
What did we do?
Well, just the it was very like from the heartish and less
yeah, 'cause it was off the
advertising.
cuff.
Yeah. And it was less like here's an ad and more like heartfelt thanks.
Well, it kind of was off the cuff because we forgot to do it. We did it at the end, and I slapped it in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was great. We did that a bunch, actually. There was a few things we forgot, and I'm like, no, we forgot to do this. Let's go back. And so
the power of editing.
I know, it was so great. It was actually fun recording the two of us.
I told you could do it as a regular thing.
I know we need to
We might
because
we
have
like
so
four
many games
more
ready.
things we need to review. Yeah,
and they're ready to review.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just need.
It's like I was telling Colin. It's like like I was saying in the Slack. I don't necessarily feel the need to restrict necessarily the length of the reviews, just limiting the amount of reviews so that if you've got a lot to say.
Mm. Oh, yeah, Cindy's updating a spreadsheet.
Oh, wait.
The review spreadsheet. I'm trying to remember what else we have for review. Can you remember? Is there anything else?
I think that's
I put more in here.
a good thing right there, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all of them for now. Oh, we're getting a couple more tomorrow.
The heck? Hey, Philip, did you see the picture of all the Funko stuff I have to review?
Oh yeah, we need to email.
I did see that.
Mm.
So a fun story, Chris. So when we were on vacation, I got I don't know if you saw, but the company who designed Ragusa, the capstone, then
Brain crack.
Brain Crack. Thank you. I couldn't think of their name. They shared our post.
Yeah.
So I
They just found it. They found it
and
on
then
their own.
they emailed me, just out of the blue, emailed me, and I'm like, well, this is amazing. And
Yeah,
oh no, they emailed the Boards and Swords. That's what they did, feedback.
Yeah, because
but I replied, and they're gonna send us their other new game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Venice. Is it Venice? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Facebook page, you can see when it's been tagged in other people's posts, and there's only like 2.
Oh yeah. But I just thought it was really cool. I was like, wow, they found us. How neat is that?
Well, it means we did a good job on our part, that it got out to the point where they could see it. Because I bet it might be like a Google search flag where it's like anytime Ragusa pops up, it gives them like a ding, and it means that we're doing our job right, tagging it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think there's anyone in chat, but we can go ahead and get started if you want, because I imagine there's going to be a lot of banter. In fact, we're going to do banter first, since I'm not doing news again on this one.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, because I could have made news, but I wrote these puns forever ago, and I need to get through them anyway, so.
Oh, yeah.
So
I told Matt to tune in. He said he'd be on it just a minute, so.
We'll do the banter, and then I'll do the Matt's puns, and then we'll go into the reviews, and then I got the second puns, and then the game show.
So he has time to join us.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah. Oh, we need to.
I left the recording date on there because I have it autofill. I have it autofill.
There you go. I see it now, Chris.
Yeah. I wanted to keep the release date because I usually copy the most recent sheet.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Can you fix it?
You're making it worse.
I screwed up your formatting.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. Are you ready to get started?
Oh, wait, there's no formatting on that one. It's only on the release date.
Yeah, it's the release date one.
Okay, never mind. I feel better now.
All right, I'm ready to boogie.
Boogie.
I'm good.
I'm sold. I'm easy.
All right. Now, hold on. I was thinking about changing the
I have no response to that.
Patreon bit, and I'm just thinking a sec.
I'm going to move her bed over here.
There's something like an alarm going off. I can hear it in the distance. So that's what she's hearing.
Oh yeah, doorbells on TV.
Yes. We are well aware.
Well aware of what?
Doorbells on TV setting her off.
Oh, yeah.
She's a boogerhead.
All right. You ready to get started?
I call her a turkey.
I'm ready.
I'm good.
All right. Show starts in 3, 2, 1. Thanks to everyone who supported our Patreon. For extra content, make sure you go check out patreon.com/boardsandswords. It's been a while, but we're back and we're live from Swordplay Studios. It's time for Boards and Swords.
Woohoo!
Yay!
I have too many tabs open in my windows. There we go.
No.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Boards and Swords. This is a podcast where we have fun talking about tabletop gaming. I am one of your hosts. My name is Chris Renshaw, and I'm going to pass it around. We've also got Cindy here,
Hello.
along with her husband, Colin.
Hey.
And
That's
then my fellow partner in crime, Philip, is here too.
What's going on, everybody?
It's harder to do the everybody announce themselves when you're not all
you're
physically
not- yeah.
around the table.
Because you can't point at us.
Yeah,
can
exactly.
figure out
Well,
where
I
we
could,
are in the Brady
I could,
Sperm
but
relation.
like,
Yeah.
But we don't. Are we all in the same position?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Who are you pointing at when you point left?
If I point like this, it's Cindy.
Okay, then yes, that's where I am.
Okay.
Colin's below you.
And now we're the Brady Bunch.
Where's Alice?
I'm trapped in here.
The fun of
Trapped in a glass cage of emotion.
Yeah, this is the fun of using Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey everybody, it has been a while, but we've at least had some content, even though you haven't had your live content in a while.
Yeah.
We had some good stuff. We had basically 2 pilot episodes, kind of. That's kind of what it was. For
like that.
for some bonus content we've been kicking around. So two episodes ago, we had the Pastori show,
Yeah.
and then last week we went back to we did the like time loop back like 4 years to before everybody came on the show, and it was me interviewing somebody. So, also, hey Philip, did you know that it's 10 years of the website as of last week?
You've been putting up with this for that long?
Apparently, I was going to do put out something with the original OCD that started it all, but I didn't have air conditioning at the house in the time, so it was not. I was basically just like not moving. Let me preserve all the air that I can. I don't want to generate any more body heat.
Like on Spaceballs, you're opening up a can of air so you can breathe.
Yeah. So, man. So we're gonna kick things around a little different because I could have done some board game news here, but we got some extra special thanks to go around. So instead, let's banter a little bit. Guys, I got to be honest, I don't have a whole lot of gaming stuff to talk about. Other than Pokemon. I've been playing so much Pokemon.
Oh my goodness.
Is that right?
I got the app going, and there was like one day I was sick, and I was just laying in the recliner just playing on the app like the entire day.
Oh my goodness.
Because like, wow, you can do like the custom made decks, and you can get stomped at that. They have a theme option, which is just basically, hey, I have a starter pack, you have a starter pack, let's fight. And that's way more entertaining because then you don't have to worry about like the skill level and this person spent like hundreds of dollars on cards and all that. It's just, hey, I have a $10 starter deck, you have a $10 starter deck, and who wins?
Cool.
But unlike most people, I don't have a built-in gaming partner at the house.
Yeah.
Unlike
Although
most, yeah.
we have a built-in gaming partner, but we still haven't been gaming very much.
Well, that's because you two are like picking up them roots and like moving across the country.
Yeah.
Yep.
At some point.
Mm-hmm.
So the remote thing may have to be a more permanent basis.
Yeah.
I just happen to be sporting my shirt that illustrates that.
Yeah. Except for we may sometimes get like guest spots when you come back because your families are still over here.
Well,
so
at
like
least my family will be here for a while.
Yeah.
Forever, maybe. Probably. His parents, on the other hand, are planning to retire within the next year and move away. So.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Speaking of my parents, we
Oh yeah, segue.
We got to play with them.
We did, yeah.
When we were on our little trip.
We went on a social distancing vacation. So we went to a resort.
Like
but
you kept the cars 6 feet apart?
No. No. We went to a resort and it's a place we go regularly called Massanutten. And we stayed in a condo, so it's not like we were, interacting with other people at the resort. Like it's not like we were in a hotel where we were constantly interacting with other guests and whatnot. And the activities we did were hiking, pretty much. And so it's not like we really couldn't social distance. So we played it safe and we wore our masks and stuff. But yes, we did take a little vacation. And his parents joined us for half of it. And while we were there, the best part about it was in the month of June, before we left on June 28th for our trip. And up until that point, we'd played 11 games in June, which is like nothing for us. Normally we were in the 40s.
Some of us have only played 11 games like this whole year.
I know, I'm sorry. But for Colin and I, May was a little bit less, but June, golly day, 11 games. That's so small for us. And then we played 18 total games while we were on vacation. It was awesome. I'm like, I just love this because we haven't had the time. And it's just crazy. So I don't know. We're just getting our house all fixed up and selling it. And so all that fun stuff that goes
You've
along
been playing
with it.
like real life Monopoly. You're just waiting for people to pass go and collect $200.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it was great to have that little relaxing time away that we could just play games and not have to worry about responsibilities at home. So
yeah, I've been getting Ashley like maybe once a month to play games.
That's not bad. It's better than none.
I actually got her to play Root.
Oh, awesome.
Oh yeah, you played it cooperative, right?
Sort of. Like I was going to try and play it cooperative, but
that's a thing.
Gates from Leader Games emailed me and was like, "Hey, do you want to review the Riverfolk expansion?"
Okay.
Or not Riverfolk, the Underground. I was like, "Well, I backed it, so I just got it, so you don't need to send me a copy." However, I didn't order the Clockwork expansion because I thought this is on me, not on I just misunderstood. And I thought the game came with the Clockwork. I didn't realize it was a whole separate box. I just thought it was a couple of boards because I got the replacement boards and I thought that those boards were going to get put in there. So I was like, well, I didn't get the Clockwork expansion. Plus, with the way things are going right now, Root is more likely to get played if I have the Clockwork expansion. So you can send me that, and I can review that. Plus, it'll give me a chance to play the Underworld stuff.
Okay.
Well, Ashley had been interested in Root because she saw, like, when all my Root Underworld stuff came in, she saw the artwork and all that and was like, that's really interesting. And I showed her, like, some how to play videos. And she's like, well, I'll try the cats because the cats are pretty easy to play. So we broke it out, and I was like, well, let's play with the bots because I was thinking, I was like, oh, it could be us versus them. But the way that Root works, you can do it that way, but, like, you still have to kind of attack the other person. It's just more if you guys want to, like, the co-op mode is basically you want both human players to be at 30 points before the bot gets to 30 points. So you're still potentially harming the other player, but you're doing it as I need to do this so that we can stop that.
Okay, got it.
Kind of thing. We didn't end up playing it that way. We ended up playing it as if the bot was a third person.
Okay.
But Ashley liked it that way because it meant that it's not a me versus her where we're only focused on each other. Like for the most part, we were just attacking. Like I would attack her, but it was more of like just when that was the best option. It's not like I was, what's the word? Like targeting her.
Gotcha.
I was for the most part attacking the bot, but I wasn't so aggressive on her because I could attack the bot player there. So we only got to play it once so far, but I was just surprised to get her to play Root.
Yeah, we actually got to introduce my parents to Wingspan a few weeks ago, which was cool. Like I had mentioned back when we were reviewing Wingspan that I wanted my mom to play it because I thought she would really enjoy it, but I was kind of hesitant because there's, each card has unique rules and stuff, but they actually seemed to really enjoy it. Like there, were those moments of, what does this do again? You didn't tell me that. And, things. And I'm like, yes, we did explain it. But, it's hard when there
won.
is. I know my mother won. She beat us. I think she had 10 more points than the second place person. But it was pretty cool. So they both really enjoyed it. My dad did take a little while on his turns because that's just how my dad is. He takes a while.
That's normal
at every game, and especially with something that had a lot of text. But yeah, they both really enjoyed it. My mom says, "Ooh, I want to play this one again, and I'd rather play it sooner rather than later so I can remember."
Yeah.
So that made me feel good that I did introduce it to them and they enjoyed it a lot.
You guys y'all don't have the quick start cards, right?
No, because we got it before they came out with that.
Okay. I think because at some point, probably like a year from now, whenever I go see my parents again, I want to introduce it to them, but I may use those quick start just to get, since this is a little different than other games they've played.
Yeah. I mean, that probably would have been useful, but, we don't have it, so. And in hindsight, I probably should have chosen a couple, like, specifically chosen the end round bonus goals, specific, you know what I mean? Specifically to make it easy to understand, because there was one of them that my mom got a little frustrated. She's like, I didn't know that's what this was. And it's like, well, we did explain it to you.
Well, that happened.
That
happened to us when we were first learning how to play, where it's like, oh, that means like the number of eggs, not the number of bird, or like.
What was amusing about that is like she got really frustrated. She's like, I didn't know that's what that did. And I was like, what's it matter? You're like top dog in that.
Yeah, she was the highest point for that. It was funny. But so that was good. It was fun introducing them to that. And we played some games with his parents on vacation. They seemed to, we had one bad experience with the game, but the rest of them they seemed to enjoy a lot.
We played Tishu and accidentally, we weren't thinking about, okay, we've played this game before, and it's teams. It's a trick-taking game. And since Cindy and I were both the people that had played the game before and we understood what you're doing generally, we're still not great at the game. We were like totally stomping them.
Yeah, I didn't, because I was like,
that was your fault for playing the people that know the game versus the people that don't.
Exactly. Yeah, we should have.
I didn't think about it. I was like, let's couples be on a team together, and I didn't think about the fact that
when she suggested, I said, well, you guys play spades together, right? And they said, yeah. I was like, okay, I guess it'll be fine.
I've talked about how aggressive the Renshaw house gets. If there's any sort of advantage, they break that up. Where it's like, no, you two already know this game. We're gonna break.
It didn't occur to me. I felt so bad, but oh well.
I've one of the other things, since I haven't been gaming, I've been doing gaming adjacent things, is what I've called it. Like nice. I finally got back. Like for the longest time, I just was. So I got like in a COVID funk kind of thing where I just didn't feel like doing anything. And I finally am starting to get out of that. So like I didn't want to paint for a while, but I finally got around to paint. So I'm finally I'm getting close to finishing my Zombicide Black Plague minis, like 4 years later. And it's really funny because I'm looking at each hero. That's what I'm working on now. Like all the baddies are done. I'm working on the heroes. Because I'm looking at each one independently and looking at the card, I can see what each character is supposed to be. Like I'll show some on here that I've painted. I don't know if they'll come through on but like this is basically Mel Gibson in Braveheart, and you can even see like I painted half his face. Like it looks like that.
I like the coloring.
It looks like that on his little card. And so I managed to do it. And then there was this one was like, oh, this is clearly like Monty Python and the Holy Grail inspired. Like you can't see it, but he's got like a little sun on his chest, and just the way that his outfit is. So
awesome.
Yep.
Gaming adjacent stuff.
And then there was like all the content I've been doing on the website. That's the other,
you've been rolling out content on the website.
Yeah, lots of blog posts, and then I started a vlog because I got a new camera. So yeah, that's one thing. By the way, I've started kind of a weekly vlog of like gaming related things. It's almost like, if anybody remembers what Board Game Breakfast was before all the segments or like all the contributors got added to it. It kind of started to feel like that when I was putting it together, where it's just like different segments that I just kind of combined together. So, in the last video, I showed off our local store, and
oh yeah, I saw that. Made me dizzy.
Yeah, I don't have like I literally that was me holding it on a tripod. Like I don't have it.
Oh my goodness!
I don't have. Well, I guess I do
stabilizer.
have a gimbal, but I haven't put the DSLR on it yet because it's a lot heavier than what I have put on that gimbal. I didn't even think about that. I was too frustrated. As I said there, I'm still too frustrated in just being in public. So it looks like I'm like behind every shelf when I'm looking. It's really funny.
Distance.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do some Funkover, some boxings in this week. I haven't recorded much yet for this week.
Okay.
They sent me I asked for the Back to the Future pack, and they sent me that. They sent me that and the Jaws pack. Well, no, they had sent I had already had the Jurassic Park. I just I got it like right as we went into lockdown, so I hadn't had a chance yet to play it.
Sure. Okay. That's cool.
But I think Ashley may actually help or try that too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a shipment tomorrow from Weird Giraffe Games. They're sending us Animal Kingdoms and Big Easy Busking.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm excited to try those out. It'll be fun, I think. We got to try Animal Kingdoms when we were at PAX Unplugged. But, I mean, I think we only played one round of it. And I think there's 3 rounds. Do you remember?
I think it's 3, yeah.
I think it's 3 rounds. So I'm really excited to play a full game of that. And the artwork is so cool. And it's Stephen Aramini, who we really like.
Yeah. Hey, Philip got to actually play a board game.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
right.
What'd you play?
We played Arcadia Quest.
Well, no. We did that, but I was referring to.
We already talked about that.
I think we talked about that.
Ago.
I don't think we talked to. I don't think we've had a show since you played The Captain is Dead.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I want to try that.
That is a very fun game. I completely forgot about that. Because I was talking with Nickel from the other podcast, and we were like, hey man, I just need to be around some people. I'm losing my mind. And like we were trying to coordinate dates, and it was like, okay, I get off work at 5 on Sunday. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Come over, have dinner, we'll play some games. Yeah, completely skipped my mind that was Father's Day. Apparently, I don't know. Yeah, but we played The Captain is Dead, and that is just a real fun game. We really need to play it at 7 people.
So
How
it's
many
definitely
did you have?
We had 4.
Okay.
So it's definitely one of those play at larger player counts.
Play at larger player counts. Just because there's 7 different like departments on the ship, and there's like 2 roles per department, so you can pick and choose. And like I was saying something to Chris, like each different person has a different we called them discounts. So like when you go to like, oh, I need to do this card and I need 3 of this color, 2 of this color, my character always has 1 of each of those 2 colors. So
it's like you always it's like you always have those 2 resources basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did this game have like a reboot recently? A couple years ago, maybe?
I think it came
like
out
a second edition.
I know it's got 2 expansions.
I think it came out only a couple years ago.
I think
it says
officially,
it's 2014.
Officially, I think it came out a couple of years ago. I think there might have been like Kickstarter misfires or something like that.
Okay, because the BGG page says 2014, but then it won the Origins Game of the Year, or it didn't win, but it was nominated for Best Board Game in 2018.
That's not atypical though, because sometimes the Origins Awards will do stuff that's like a year or 2 old anyways.
Oh, do they? Yeah, but I thought I remembered somewhat recently seeing stuff about this game. And
I think it was the expansions.
Maybe. But I remember thinking, Philip needs to play this game. So I'm glad you have.
Yes, very fun game.
Good. I'm glad. I'd be curious to try it, I think, based on what I know about it.
We lost our first game. And I mean, and we started, so the object of the game is to fix your insert generic name for Star Trek Warp Core here and get away from this battle that you're in. And on the little track, because you got to repair the thing, it has like, if you want to start at normal, if you want to start at expert, if you want to start at insane, so we started at normal the first time. And then when we completely lost, we said, okay, yeah, we're starting at coward.
Until you get used to it, I suppose.
And we I think we may have switched a couple roles around just to kind of see what would work better based on playing through some of the stuff. But then so of course we won at coward.
Okay, so it looks like the AEG version came out in 2017.
That must be what I'm remembering, or maybe
it was probably funded separately and then came out with a official or a
it was like a second edition as AEG's version.
Philip, I was getting sad earlier this week because it just reminded me of what could have been, because I signed up for events for Gen Con online.
Oh
yeah.
Aww.
I still haven't even looked at any of that.
Yeah. Well, I basically
I know it's a free ticket too.
Yeah.
And I could just but
what did they do with your tickets for last year or for this year?
Well, so we had press badges, so we were free anyway. But everyone who purchased a ticket, they had 2 choices. You could just roll your ticket over to next year,
or you could get a refund.
Or you could get a refund. So they had 3 options: roll your ticket over to next year, get a refund on your ticket, or donate the cost of your ticket to keep like the Gen Con Corporation running.
To help them just to help them get through the next year.
That makes sense. Well, that was cool that they gave all those options at least.
Yeah, I
wonder how many people just said no, I want my refund.
Probably I think it probably just depends on what situation you're in.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
A lot of people, well, probably a lot of people need that money, so.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I decided that I didn't do anything with like Origins Online, or well, that got canceled. But like I hadn't really, even before that, I hadn't really looked into that. Mm-hmm. And then I did do one game in Renegade Con just because I wanted to try out Kids on Bikes. Right. And so I was like, well, RPGs are very similar in person versus online-ish. It's not like you don't have that physical versus digital aspect of like a board game, like components-wise.
Okay.
There's a little bit more of a distance. So I was like, I'll just use Gen Con Online to like learn a bunch of RPGs that I've been wanting to do. So I just like signed up for like 4 or 5 different. I was like, I'll take the Friday off. And
when does it start?
The 31st.
Okay. So it is the same time frame.
It's the same date it would have been. It's just online. And actually, I talked with Philip, and it actually I want to say I think it starts like the 29th or whatever.
Okay.
That Thursday. But that Wednesday when
the in-flight.
Wednesday when they would normally be doing the Fantasy Flight games in flight, they're going to stream it online this year as well. Well, I talked to Philip, and we're going to actually do a commentary stream during that stream. So we'll have so instead of going to Fantasy Flight and giving them their views, boardsandswords.com/live, we'll have the stream up with us overlaid on it, and then you get to see us like, oh my god, like, react in the background.
Movie sign.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I'm thinking of. Just silhouettes of you like looking at the in-flight.
No, not like that. It'll be like,
we got to MST3K it, man. Come on, we have to.
Yeah, but then you just get the outline. You don't get the like the facial expression of us being like,
okay, I mean, how many cameras do we need? How many computers do we need? Let's do this.
So, yeah.
I just built this amazing computer. Let's utilize it.
All right. I'm going to need you to haul that thing here to the studio.
I might have to rent a dolly from work. This thing's kind of heavy.
With that, we're not going to do news this time. And instead, we're going to move on, and I have a bunch of Patreon shout-outs that I need to do. So you're going to get 2 of them in this episode.
Sweet.
So first up is Mr. Matthew Hawker, who was on here, and I said I was going to make a bunch of puns about Composition, which is his game, so I did. And so here's 10 puns about his own game, Composition.
Nice.
So number 1, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. I'm going to have to go close the door as it's getting kind of drafty in here. And then...
Oh, because it's a drafting game.
There you go.
Sorry.
Colin, you'll have to take out the reaction. I'm just going to assume that's a delay.
I was trying to find the joke in there, actually.
Okay.
Just
all right.
a delay.
2. So it's a word game about cats making music, and they aren't called meowstros. I will admit I was having some trouble with this list, but several puns arose to me. But
Roses.
Like that I looked up I haven't played the game, but I looked up I do my research.
I know.
But don't judge
Chris,
me too.
I think you need to take over the rim shot button for a minute.
Don't judge me too hard, Matthew. I know I might be tomatoing the line here.
Oh my gosh.
When you do get around to explaining the game to me, you need to make sure you start off a list with crescendos and crescendon'ts.
Oh my gosh.
I'm at number 6 right now, and I haven't even made a pun about words yet, so take note.
No.
If you make a review of this game, you need to make sure you list the pros and lexicons. Nailed it! How did that one sound?
What?
It's sound. Never mind.
Oh, because it's music. Sorry.
I'm not sure if this game is for me yet, though. I think I need Matthew to spell it to me some more. And I didn't even really get into the cat aspect of this game. I could make a baton of jokes from that.
I mean, I get it's a baton. But
it was mentioned in the game.
What, the baton?
Yeah.
I know, it's the first player marker.
There you go.
But it's just you said... You didn't say
baton.
But you didn't. Yeah, you said baton or something.
Like a ton.
Were you trying to say
joke?
butt ton?
What?
I know you were trying to make a joke.
It's like a ton of jokes. It's a baton of jokes.
Yeah, whatever. Just a weird accent. I'll call it that.
Okay, sure, whatever.
There's only one cat in the game, so if you do play, you and Ashley have to fight over it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a cat on the box, though.
Yeah, it's a maestro. Is the cat.
The maestros are all different characters.
The meowstro. Weren't you listening? Gosh.
Yeah. The meowstro.
So the maestro, there's one that's a cat, and its starting letters are CAT, obviously, because they spell their own name.
Gotcha.
All right.
So yeah, there you go. Thanks, Matthew, for being a $5 patron. That was I don't know if that was a selling point or detractor for some people on whether they should give us $5 a month. And with that,
some of those were good.
I'm gonna talk. I'll throw in a thing here, so while Colin and Cindy like scramble what's left of their brain after my my brain melting puns there. And so I got the chance to try out the new Viticulture app from Stonemaier, and they actually worked with Digidiced, the same people that did like the Patchwork app, and
I like the Patchwork app.
I'm trying to think of what else they've done. I can't think of it at the top of my head. But okay, so first of all, it is like a Digidiced product. Like the UI of like getting into the game and like all that is very similar, where it's got like your play on the screen, play versus AI, play versus others. I've not played this game online yet. I will say that if you're like me and don't own Viticulture and maybe have only played it a handful of times, you're going to want to play through the tutorial and 1 or 2 games offline before you ever try this game online, because I found myself, because I was playing it on a phone, and some of the the iconography wasn't clicking with me. Like there was one time I went to go, like I thought I was getting a Vine card, and I clicked on the place to place a Vine card. And I was like, oh, that one's got a plus on it, because I just saw the card, and I'm like, oh, that's where I go to get the card. And like, no, that's where you go to play the card. And I think that's the way it's described. I think that's the way it is on the board. I couldn't remember. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
tricked me up.
If you've played the game, you probably wouldn't have any problems with that. It's just like if you're like me and you don't have the game. But once I got, like I said, on my second playthrough, I had like no problems at all. I don't know if I've still like the first time I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just taking actions. And I lost by like a bunch. Like it was at one point, like I'm at like 2 points and the next person's at like 12, 13. I'm like, how did you get points? What am I doing wrong? And in the second game that started to happen. And I was like, what is happening here? And then I finally like leaped over and managed to win, but that was against the easy AI. So,
so is Tuscany included in the app, or is that like extra purchase? Or is it even available?
I don't think it's in the app. I think it's the Essential Edition.
Well, yeah, I mean Tuscany Essential.
Right. But I don't think Tuscany is in there yet.
Okay.
I would imagine it probably is coming at some point, but this is just base game.
Gotcha.
Not that I would know what was
I love that new board.
Yeah, the Tuscany board is great.
But it's a pretty good translation, and in fact, I think like right now it'd probably be like my go-to game to play on like an app type thing, because it's more in my style of what I would like to play, and because obviously the Scythe app isn't out yet. But it's a little bit more meaty than some of those other, but it's meatier, but yet still in the same style of game I like to play.
Gotcha.
Okay. Where it's not like...
Is there a Railroad Inc. app yet?
Not yet. It's coming. I backed it.
Oh, that's right. They did a Kickstarter.
They did a Kickstarter, and it was one of the add-ons was to get a digital app.
Yeah, that was with the yellow and green Kickstarter.
The big huge bot. Yeah, it was yellow and green and all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, that was a moment of temptation for me, like to resist.
Because it was desert themed.
Like, I just wanted the desert one, like the yellow.
Nope, I went all in.
Well, I didn't get anything. I was like, if I'm too tempted to get just all in. And
yeah.
I wasn't going to spend over $100 on this game, and I was like, I'm just gonna hold off. I'm gonna just not click that button.
Like I said, I even added on the digital one because it wasn't on the level whatever. But yeah, it was weird because it was like, oh look, there's a new die I'm gonna have. There's a new die I'm gonna have. I don't think I'm ever gonna play all this stuff. I'll play a lot of the base sets, but I have been wanting to play Railroad Inc. more. We just haven't gotten that around yet.
Yeah. Would Ashley play that with you?
Oh yeah, she's played it before.
Okay, good.
Roll and rights are an easy sell.
Mm-hmm. They're easy to play.
Yeah,
usually.
the only one I haven't taught her is cartographers. Just because that's like a step up on
that
complexity.
has a little more to it.
Yeah.
I think.
But,
so we have Team 3 that we wanted to talk about, and this is an odd one for us because this is another one that needs a minimum of 3 players.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there in the name,
right?
And so what's taking place in the game is either a team of 3 or 2 teams of 3, and I think it can be more players. You just switch who's actually active in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Are trying to put a structure together of blocks. There's different shapes of blocks that you have, and you're trying to place them on top of each other in different arrangements according to a card. And so what you are doing, one person can't talk. That's the architect.
Well, because it's based on the 3 monkeys where it's the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And so, yeah, one person can't.
You're not talking into your microphone, honey.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear him through my headphones.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I heard him fine.
Okay, sorry.
So, yeah, one person can't talk. They're looking at the structure and saying, okay, this is what we're going to be making. So they can't talk, so they have to just make symbols across the table saying, okay, you're going to be looking for the stair-steppy piece, but they have to just like either motion it or try to make it with their hands or something. And then the second person can't they can't hear that, so they're like the hear no evil person, but so they have to translate that to the person who's trying to actually build it, who can't see. So they're trying to just feel around for these pieces and put it all together. So that person's like, yeah, take the stair-steppy thing and okay, rotate it. Okay, keep rotating it. Okay, there. And then, so yeah, that's essentially what you're trying to do. You're trying to complete a certain number of cards, and you have a 3-minute timer on each card. And so you have to complete a certain number of cards. It's like the level of card that you're doing plus the amount of players is how many cards you have to complete. And then you lose if you fail as many cards as there are players. And that's the whole game. You're doing that, and you're trading roles after each card is done, and then you have different kinds of frustration that you're going through.
Yeah.
Sorry. So have you played this in just the 3-person, or have you done the 2 teams of 3?
No, we've only done this 3-person because we got it shortly before the quarantine stuff.
Right.
And so we haven't had the opportunity. It was like we had a game day with our friend Austin, and the 3 of us played it several times. And we played it like an entire, I don't know. We played through like 3 or 4 games of it because it was fun. Like we had a lot of fun with it. But then quarantine happened, and it's like, well, we're not getting 6 people together.
Right.
So.
And it's not one you can really play digitally. It's a really tactile game, at least for one person.
Yeah,
they're having to feel these blocks.
I could see how that might be difficult.
Yeah, I can't see where I'm clicking.
I guess it would depend on who was playing what role.
Yeah, because
if like the one person's motioning, like I could motion into the camera if the other 2 were like in the same location.
Yeah.
But then you can't do the reverse kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I think I was thinking in terms of like Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah. Oh, or if you did like 2 teams of 3 where like one group of 3 is in one place and one group of 3 is in another place.
Oh yeah, that you could do.
Yeah.
Because as long as each person or each group has a copy of the game, you could certainly do it. Now, they have 2 different versions of this. There's the pink one, and then there's the blue one.
Green
one.
I did not know there were 2 versions.
It's basically the same thing, right, babe?
Yeah, I think it's just there's
different cards.
There's some different cards in the green one that you when you have the 2 sets, you can have. So you can do. There's certain puzzles in the game that involve all the pieces in this box. And so I think if you get the green one, you have 2 full sets, and I think there's more complex puzzles in the green one. If I'm remembering
that involves
correctly.
more pieces.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun time.
So how was it at just the 3-player? Because I could see how it could be fun, like battling between 2 groups, like competing. But how is it just a 3-player?
I think it's really fun. Like I certainly enjoyed it because it becomes a cooperative game at that point instead of a competitive game, and I really like co-op games, so it appeals to me a lot in that only 3 aspect. And you each get, I mean, in a 6-player game, teams, everybody on each team would still have the opportunity to do each of the different roles. But yeah, I didn't think that it made it any less exciting not being versus another team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost kind of
an activity
when you're not competing. I mean, there is a goal. You're trying to complete a certain amount of cards without losing a certain amount of cards.
Right.
So there is that. It's not strictly an activity because there is.
You can still lose or win.
You can lose.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this one, I definitely have enjoyed playing it. I wish we could play it more, but don't have
literally
people.
Requires more people than we can put together.
So if you had to rate it on the BGG scale, 0 to 10, or 1 to 10 or whatever, where do you?
I would give it a 7.
I'd probably go about 6.5.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's just one of those you just have to have that player count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's definitely a fun game. Like, I mean, if you're having a party, or it could even be one of those games that you play while you're waiting for other people to show up to game night too. I mean, you might not actually complete a full game, but you could certainly do a round or 2 of it to, until somebody shows up.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Because it's definitely fun, and I don't think we mentioned it, but this is from Brain Games.
Yeah, who's done Ice Cool and other games that we've liked.
Yeah,
they are a favorite of us.
Yeah, we do like a lot of Brain Games.
All right. One last bit I want to talk about before we get into the rest of the show. If I can talk. Last year, Fantasy Flight Games came out with so they had Star Wars Legion, and then last year they released a Clone Wars core starter box. That had a bunch of minis for 2 new factions that had the Separatists and the Republic, and I got a copy of it. I was intending to see how it went with new players, trying to see if how it could draw some people in, but by the time I got stuff painted, we went into quarantine lockdown, and so I don't want to hold off on the review I've already played enough Star Wars Legion that you can hear me talk about it in other stuff. So I'm not going to evaluate it on the playing and the meta strategy, because there's a lot of better places you can go to. There's the Fifth Trooper, I think it is a YouTube channel that does a bunch of Star Wars Legion specific stuff. But basically the Separatists are a bunch of battle droids that they do a swarm, and your stormtrooper or your clone troopers are you have less units, but they're a lot more precise, so you have a better chance of hitting and doing damage, kind of thing. So Philip would probably play the droids because he always used to like his TIE swarms.
Yeah, man, just overwhelm and take them down.
Yeah, and the droids have a cool ability where if you activate one unit of droids, as long as the next unit of droids is nearby, that one activates as well. So I'm wondering, if you have all your droids within chained together, does that mean you could just move your entire army and just all all of my guys are going to go before your guys go? So, hey, Final Chaos in the chat room. Everything is good as well as things could be. But the other reason I got this core set is because this is the first time in all of Fantasy Flight's games that they did sprues. Now, for those that may not know what I mean, if you've ever looked at a Games Workshop game where you open the box and it's a bunch of plastic pieces on a frame, kind of thing. That's what I mean by a sprue, where they're all disassembled and on these little plastic frames, and you have to snip them off and then glue them all together. Mm-hmm. Previously, the Clone Wars stuff is all just each figure basically comes in a tiny bag with all its parts already disassembled. You just open the bag and then glue and fit all the pieces together. The problem comes in is you get into these like these battle droids that are little tiny and little tiny pieces. And so to get the detail on these, they used sprues. And you can see them. There's an unboxing video actually I did back a while back on the Clone Wars stuff if you want to see it in more detail. But I'm just going to say up front, if you are any sort of novice at this game, like any sort of novice in putting together minis, do not play these battle droids because you will get so mad. I've put together, I'm not an expert. It was a little rough putting these guys together. Like this was pretty difficult getting these guys all aligned because it's just so tiny. Like the figures and the limbs and stuff, just making sure everything lined up. And not only that, there's just a ton of them. So,
oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. So the clone troopers put together just like some of the other where they all come in bags. But that's just one thing I wanted to note. Now, one thing I could imagine help, and Philip, this is where we were talking about with you the last time we were here building. You were talking about that Games Workshop has this assembly handle.
Yeah. No, it's Citadel.
It's Citadel. That's Games Workshop.
Oh, okay.
That's just their brand name for the painting stuff. But Citadel has an assembly handle, which is basically it's got like a grip that you can hold on to and a bunch of alligator clips.
It's Dr. Octopus.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, it's like all these it's all these arms that you can adjust and put into position. So you could like put one arm into one of the clips and like the body into a clip. Dab of glue and then push them together and it'll hold it together. I imagine that would make a world of difference on these. But me and just my hands, I glued so many of my fingers together putting these putting these things together.
How many hands do you have?
I mean, metal arms.
Dr. Octopus. Wow.
Once they're put together, if you use the Citadel contrast paints, you can paint them like no problem because you just slap it on there and it's done. But I would just say that if you're a novice at painting, then you need to either find someone that can put them together for you or get one of the other core sets. Or just don't play the Separatists.
Interesting. Okay.
I had the other ones here somewhere. Oh yeah. Here you go, Philip. I got the destroyer droids. These were also a pain.
Droidicas.
Yeah, and it actually a unit is 2, but it gives you 4 figures because you can have them in the ball form versus the deployed form. So in the game, like when you just like, okay, I'm gonna change him into ball form, you pick this many up and you put this many down, and then you move this one around, you roll this guy around. So
does he gain movement in that form?
Yep.
Okay, so
like
it does.
He has like it's speed 1 when he is in form, he gets to speed 3.
Nice. Yeah, I remember from Lego Star Wars, they move incredibly slow when they were in attack formation.
Speed 1 is like terrible. And they actually they also have regenerating shields. So that's really cool too.
Oh wow.
So like in other games they've had ships and stuff with shields. This is the first unit I've seen that's had shields that regenerate at the end of each turn. So that's all. I just wanted to talk a bit about that. So I think that's all we got for this part. Okay. So this is the normal Patreon plug, and this is where we say thanks to all the people that have supported us on Patreon. We've got a lot of stuff in the works for you guys and gals and other people. Like for instance, the Boards and Swords 2020 dice are in. I gotta get these. I gotta get these shipped out soon. So
can't wait to get mine.
Do they have hidden spikes in them?
No, they don't.
2020.
Yeah. They're filled with cyanide.
I don't want one.
Don't eat them. Not only that, we've also started doing some planning for the Tangled in the Slipstream cast.
Yes.
We haven't recorded yet because there was a lot of scheduling going on with the house stuff. So, but that is coming. But gotta thank Cody Schnoffer, who's actually a local that used to live here and moved out west. He recently upped to $5, and so I talked to him, and he had a couple of kids games that he played, but I didn't know them at all. So, but one of the games he does, what was? I'd have to look up the memo or the message that he sent me. But
okay.
One of the games he did like back when he was over here, and I was introducing him to games, was King of Tokyo. So he said I could do King of Tokyo.
Oh, cool.
So here you go, our 10 puns. So thanks, Cody. Here are 10 King of Tokyo puns. So Cindy, I'm just going to say there's probably a couple in here you're not going to get.
Okay.
I'm just going to let you know. All right.
I'm ready to not laugh.
If this game was a movie, it'd have an NRG rating.
Oh my gosh.
This game is to die for.
I guess.
Yeah. If you wanted to work out with the game, you'd need a whole bunch of them to get pumpkin jacked.
Is that a promo character?
No, I think it was in the Halloween one.
Yeah.
However, afterwards you'd be Gigazor.
No? Oh my gosh.
Halloween's an expansion.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And you'd be thirsty, so you could try a cool, refreshing 7 Power Up. Power Up is the expansion.
Right.
But back to more important questions. How do you get a monster to stop rampaging in Tokyo? Tell them to heal.
Because you can't heal in Tokyo.
Exactly.
Oh.
I think I've played my role pretty well here.
Oh my gosh.
Yet these jokes are starting to mecha drag on.
Oh my gosh.
However, I will not standee for any critiques. But I'm hoping that Cody was cracking up at these. And there you go.
Kraken. Got it.
That was... I think we owe Matt a couple better ones. Those were better.
Cthulhu should be in King of Tokyo.
He is actually.
He is. Which one's he in?
He's a promo that you can buy separately. He was in one of those monster packs that you could buy. It was like $10 for just his standee or whatever.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Is it because he's so big?
I don't know. I think it was just probably one of those you're paying more for the packaging than you are for the actual.
It's because you have to be crazy to pay that much.
Yeah. All right. If you're wanting more disappointing news or more disappointing jokes, I actually have this week's game show.
Nah.
Yay.
So I'm going to get some tokens out here just in case. Actually, I don't know where the tokens are. They're over there.
Philip, it's on you.
He'll keep score.
Keep score in our
He's
chat,
our dedicated bookkeeper.
Not our chat.
All right, so
show notes.
I've taken some ideas here from a couple of different places. I don't have a name for this yet, but here's the way this is going to work. And I thought I had more Kickstarters, but apparently some of the ones I copy and pasted didn't sync up in my notes, so I may have to come up with some on the fly. But I have here, because everybody knows about like all the big name Kickstarters that you see, but every day there's tons and tons of Kickstarters on there. So I went through and found a couple. Some of these may not even be, because I wrote this for last week's show, so who knows if they're still, or for when the show was supposed to air last week. So I don't know if any of these are still live yet. But I went through and just found ones that either had a clever name or just were not immediately recognizable to me. And so what's going to go on is I'm going to give you only the name of the game, of the Kickstarter, the game. You're going to tell me what the game is about. Okay? You get a point if you're whoever's closest. So here's the thing. You don't have to be exactly right. Whoever's the closest gets a point, but whoever's funniest gets a point.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm never going to get points.
You're not going to be close or funny.
No, I'm not. I just can't do it, guys.
So, Are you ready? I'm hoping that between the two of those, it might actually be.
There might be points.
There might be points.
Okay.
All right. I will go ahead and let you know that this one, because the games category, there might be an RPG-ish type of thing. Because I didn't fully vet all of these because I just kind of picked ones that had cool names. So keep in mind that there could be some RPG stuff in here.
Okay.
That's the only hint that you'll get, because keep in mind that category is together the RPGs and the board games. So the first one you have is Things Heroes Say.
Things Heroes Say.
Things Heroes Say. So, Philip, I'm going to start with you. What type of product, I'll just say product in general so that I don't slip up at something. What type of product is Things Heroes Say?
So, based on the title alone, I feel that Things Heroes Say is a card game.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Am I giving an explanation too?
Just a little bit of detail.
Oh, so it's a card game where everyone needs to. Everybody has to give the best one-liner for the end of a battle.
Okay. All right. Colin. Things Heroes Say.
Things Heroes Say. Yes. This game involves cards. Players playing cards to make sayings I'll say that's catchphrases for superheroes. Like, I'm punching the bad guy and I'm saying, foul-mouthed chickens.
Okay. And Cindy, what type of product is Things Heroes Say?
I think it's a party game.
A party game. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's like similar along the lines of what Colin said, but I think more specifically, like, I tried to think, he kind of stole.
I stole it without her knowing.
Yeah.
That's another catchphrase. I made that in the game.
I stole it without her knowing?
Yeah.
He's making.
I won with
up.
that one.
He's never mind. He's making it up like he was playing the game.
Oh, I know. Man.
You say you know, but your face said otherwise.
Okay. So it's a party game kind of along the lines of like telephone, where each person says a word and then the next person has to expound on that. So if I say, like 2 and the next person says infinity, the next person says and beyond, I know that's a real thing, but so it's something like that. And so you're going through and you're just trying to see. No, hold on. You're writing blind. Everybody's writing blindly. And so that way you don't know like what's going to be set. So like, you're the first word of the phrase and the next person knows their second word. And so it keeps going. And then you can just come up with these really
it's like a combination of telestrations and a telephone a little bit.
Yeah. You just have no idea what the other people are writing.
Whether or not that is correct, I think Cindy just made up 2 fun games that you could just play without any components.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm putting the link in chat and it'll also be in the show notes, but Things Heroes Say is actually an art book and phrase book. So, and the artwork is really cool. Like there's this one with this like giant bear up against this like tiny little soldier dude. And then right next to him is this like little monstrous like bone like skeleton. It's almost like the same picture, but with like someone took his skin off and it's just his bones now. But what the cool part is, if you scroll down, like it has a big, huge picture on one side, and then the other side is just filled with a bunch of weird phrases. Like This one here, it's like a. I think this is a dragon, but this is pull up your socks, boys. It's a big old drag.
That's funny.
And it's a bunch of dragon related phrases. Like one says, "My cousin used to own a dragon." So that is this one is actually still. It has 37 hours to go, and it is funded. So we're going to go to the next one. The next one is.
Do we not get points?
Oh, sorry, I didn't award points. I'm going to give Cindy the funny point just because I want to play that one.
I know. I'm going to design that. I'm going to do it.
But Philip, I'm going to say he was technically the closest.
Okay.
In my view. So, and I'm judge, jury, and executioner for who's closest. All right, next game. Philip, you're going to go first on this one again, since you were the closest. The next game is Domination.
Domination.
Yeah, do you really want me to go first on that one?
Oh my.
How long have we known each other?
No.
You could go ahead, just
keep it PG.
Yeah,
Actually,
this is going to be on the Boards and Swords After Dark is what this is going to be.
Colin, you can go because Philip has already answered now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it? Domination.
Domination.
So I am saying it was kind of a play on words. It's Dumb Nation.
Okay.
And you're creating a country of stupid people. It's kind of feeding into the Idiocracy movie that came out several years ago. And yeah, you're creating a nation of stupid people who do stupid things. And you kind of oversee them and make sure they don't. Kind of building off of what Euphoria does. You don't want them getting too smart.
Right.
Because then they leave. You need to keep the stupid people in your country.
Interesting.
So you dominate the dumb nation.
Gotcha.
I just think it's a war game. It's a head-to-head battle against two players.
All right. Well, I think
I actually have a better answer.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So Domination is a hand-to-hand combat game involving everyone is in red man suits, and you play dominoes on a table. Okay.
What's a red man suit?
It's that big like foam armor type thing that they use for like self-defense training. The person who's attacking. Yeah. So everyone's in a red man suit and you're all playing dominoes, and every time you lose, you have to fight the winner to see who is actually the better player.
Oh my god!
So it's the new iteration of chess boxing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
All right, I just posted it. Domination is, and I had to scroll like halfway down the page to find the overview because this page is not laid out very well.
Oh no.
Domination is a 90-minute strategic card-driven area control game playable with 2 players or in 2 teams. Win through combat, conquest, diplomacy, and ingenuity on your tech trees. Allies fight the Axis. History awaits.
I got it.
It is a World War II. It's got some cool looking, like, lots of different minis. Like, it's got all the very many for all the different ships and the planes and the tanks and stuff. So it looks cool. It looks neat. This one's already funded and closed, but yeah. So Cindy definitely has the point for correctness on that one, and
cool.
So
I mean,
I'm gonna penalize Philip for changing his answer because I would have given him the funny point, but since he changed his answer, I'm gonna give it to Colin now.
Great. I love pity points.
Well, no, but I'm saying like because he changed his answer, yours is now the funniest.
Oh, great. Okay.
All right.
I'm on the board.
So next up we have the Age of Atlantis.
Oh.
This one still has 4 days to go. Cindy, you're going to go first on this one. The Age of Atlantis.
So you said Is there more than one RPG?
I just said that there were possible to have RPG aspects in here.
Age of Atlantis. Okay. I'm going.
Is this that new Zodiac sign?
No. Okay, I'm going to say that this is an RPG. And it obviously takes place like in the underwater world type place where, I mean, I don't really know what happens in RPGs because I don't play them, but yeah, it's an underwater world type thing, and it's just about the different colonies and different things that have taken over underwater. I don't know.
All I heard there is Cindy needs to play more RPGs. That's really
Cindy
what
just
I
needs
got
to
out
play
of that.
Tangled in the Slipstream.
I feel like she kind of slipped into her last answer. It's a war game.
No, I mean, no.
It worked once. I'll try it again.
No, it's not a war game. It's because it's just the things, the entanglements that these underwater colonists encounter. So like it's, everybody's, all the players are on a team together. They're not against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're combating the things that, like the octopus and the sea serpents and stuff. And Cthulhu. In your face, Cthulhu.
Aha! I finally got the rest of my things to upload. So, all right. I will say though that if you think that Cindy's close, then you want to give, and you still want to go down that route. If you can get more specific on things, then you could potentially steal points away. Not saying that she's on. I'm just saying. So, Colin.
Oh, but so you're telling us this now, introducing new rules.
That's not no.
That means that I am close, and you're trying to.
I'm saying
like I did,
you're completely off base, and he's just trying to mess with us.
Maybe.
Okay. How long have we known this guy?
Also, you were extremely vague. That's all I was saying.
I was because I don't know. I can't think.
So, Colin.
All right. So, Age of Atlantis. It's a LARP. You are going out and digging. You just go out in your yard and dig.
He's going for the funny.
You're trying to find Atlantis, and like hopefully you live near water and you can get to some sort of thing with that. But some might argue that it doesn't involve water at all. So you just go and dig in your front yard. Maybe you'll hit a water line or something, so you'll have water. And then once you find Atlantis, whatever you decide to call it, then you have to figure out the age of it. And so you go through the carbon dating process and figuring out, okay, this water line, how old is this?
Oh my gosh.
And once you find out the age, the game will end and everyone wins because everyone's working together. Go out, dig a hole, figure out how old Atlantis is.
Oh.
All right, Philip.
Gosh.
The real treasure is our friendship.
All right, Philip. Age of Atlantis.
Okay, so Cindy hit the nail on the head. Age of Atlantis is an RPG. However, it takes place in the Stargate universe.
Oh my gosh.
And this is about the ancients. This is before the Stargate universe is actually a Stargate universe with MacGyver and Hammond from Texas and all that jazz. All right. So this is about the ancients in the Pegasus galaxy, first coming up with the idea for the 0 point modules and building their city and accidentally fighting the Wraith. And the game eventually ends when they submerge the city and gate themselves off to Earth. But the entire process you're going through is how you got there.
can this please be a game? Can this can we make this? Can we make this happen? So,
who do we need to send this recording to make that happen?
Age of Atlantis is a competitive engine-building civilization game.
It sucks.
You're a leader of a noble house and must prove to Poseidon that your house deserves to rule the city. Grow your house's population, discover new technologies and cultures, and defend the city, all while appeasing Poseidon and preventing his mighty flood. So, I'm actually going to say Colin was closest because he mentioned floods.
Oh my god!
But he also gets the funny point there too.
Nice.
Wow. I mentioned being underwater. Come on.
All three of you did.
The same people of a game that we backed.
No, Philip's in space.
Yeah, but he talked about them submerging.
They submerged the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I got it.
That doesn't count.
All right.
You don't count.
All right.
I
Colin,
count.
you're going to go first on this one.
All right.
This one is Ragnarok Star.
Oh my gosh.
So I picture, so picture with me, if you will, the cover art. You got Jack Black in Viking garb with his oversized acoustic guitar. You seeing this? Are you feeling this?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
I'm seeing and feeling it right now.
Does he have the pick of destiny?
He does. And that is what this is all about. It's that pick of destiny is guiding them toward Ragnarok and all the domination of the dumb nations. It's actually it's from the same company that made the domination game.
Okay.
And so it's a sequel, and the Vikings are coming in to dominate with Ragnarok.
Okay. So, Philip.
I don't want to reveal too much, so I'm going to stop right there.
Ragnarok Star.
Okay, so what this actually is, it's Viking Idol.
Okay.
That's what this is right here. All right.
Oh,
You've got a panel of judges, and all the leaders of all the Viking clans come out, and they just have to rock out and impress the judges, and the losers all get stuck outside and get killed off when Ragnarok actually happens.
It's like,
I mean, he took my idea and expounded upon it.
okay.
So I was gonna say it's like SingStar, but with Viking theme.
Okay.
Whatever.
You want to expand?
So,
You could expand in a different direction.
I don't know. I feel dejected. I can't think. Like, he just made it better than what I was gonna say. So why would I even do that?
So just guess and go in a different direction.
Okay. Ragnarok Star has nothing to do with music. Not anything to do with being a rock star. So Ragnarok, they find out, is not a like this mythical like thing, place, whatever. It's a star, which I guess is mythical. Could be. But anyway.
No, stars are real. I see them.
Yeah, I know. Stars are real.
You
but I'm
think
saying
you see them. It's conspiracy.
no. Oh my gosh, that's not what I mean. So Ragnarok is a star. And so it's this place that you don't have to be a Viking to go there. Like, anybody can go there. But you have to find
Space Vikings.
Yes.
You have to find them?
You have to find the space.
No, I was just thinking of the
So they
what was
can
it,
lead
Family Guy
you.
was like, space weather.
Yeah, you find the space Vikings, and they will lead you to the Ragnarok star so that you can live out the rest of your days with all the cats that you want to live with forever and ever.
Pandering. Yeah.
We're going to call the funny point a creative point, and I'm going to give that to Cindy because that definitely was a direction I did not see coming. But Colin, I think you kind of You kind of hit the nail on the head here. I don't know if you guys pulling these up at all when I post them in the chat.
He is, yeah.
I pulled up. Yeah,
you pull up the cover here.
Ragnarok Star.
And Ragnarok Star is a strategy board game where calculated planning fills your concert hall with adoring fans and signing contracts bring rock glory. Full of humor, rock culture tributes, and Viking mythology, use careful planning to attract your horde of local loyal fans. Simultaneous movement allows for speedy play.
So wait, it is kind of like a singing game, only it's not. There's no singing involved.
Right.
That's interesting.
But Colin had the description of the box cover like.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm just picturing mine with Simon Cowell in like some
Viking garb,
really heavy skins and a horned helm. Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're gonna go to round 2 here. The next two ones, double the points.
Woo.
All right. The first one up is called, and let's see, we're gonna have Colin go first on this one again. Mantis Falls, parentheses, a game of trust.
So I am picturing retreats. This is a game you play on like corporate retreats. So, they have trust falls.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of doing that, what was the name of the game again?
Mantis Falls.
Yeah, I got so into it. But yeah, so rather than doing trust falls where everyone else is supposed to catch you and you don't flinch, you fall on a praying mantis. And don't worry, it's wearing armor, so it's good. But yeah, what you get in the box is actually like it's just pheromones to attract praying mantises so you can play the game. And so you get the praying mantis, you fall on it, and you don't flinch. That's the whole game.
Okay. What was the title of it again, Chris?
Mantis Falls, parentheses, a game of trust.
So you win if you don't flinch.
So, Philip.
Okay, so this game is actually it's a big box game. All right, very big box. You gotta do a lot of construction beforehand because this is the Mantis Falls is actually a quote unquote waterfall of praying mantises, manti, whatever the plural on that is.
Mantis,
yeah. Mantis, yeah. So it's actually a waterfall of praying mantises, and you are in a Fear Factor style plexiglass coffin, and these things are just pouring in. And the trust part is you are trusting your fellow players to not let these things just completely cover your face. The object is to get it to like right where it's just coming up to your lips and your nose, and you're trusting that everyone else is not going to do that to you, so you don't suffocate under this mound of insects.
Okay.
And also so they don't eat your head and your eyes.
Would they do that? Are praying mantis mean like that?
I have no idea. I'm not a entomologist.
They will slap you around.
All right. Wow. Cindy. Mantis Falls, a game of trust.
Oh, falls.
Yes, falls.
Okay. Is it Mantis?
Yes.
Is it 2 words?
Yes. Well, technically, it is 5 or 6 words.
No, I know. I'm saying Mantis Falls.
Yes.
I'm going to text your wife to come downstairs and throw something.
Okay. I think this is something set like back in the Cold War era.
Okay.
And it's kind of like what's the word I'm thinking of? I mean, I guess it could be in a way a party game. No,
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Okay. And so my thinking is it's similar to the way Secret Hitler works or any of those hidden role games, because and you're just trying to figure out who the spies are among you, because I like Mantis Falls is like some code name for something that happened during the Cold War.
Gotcha.
And so you're trying to suss out. Is that the right word?
Studio, yeah.
Yeah, suss out I think is
who these spies are that are trying to give back the U.S. intelligence to the Russians and stuff and all that. And so yeah, that's what this is.
So Mantis Falls, a game of trust. Players live and died on the dark film noir roads of Mantis Falls, a mob-ruled mountain town in the 1940s. As witness to something not meant to be seen, players must work together to survive the night and make it out of the town alive. But things may not be as they seem. Philip, you almost had me there when you were talking about it actually being a fall instead of like Colin's trust fall thing. But Cindy, you got pretty, for someone that hadn't looked at this, that was pretty dang close.
I mean, okay.
Like,
so is there a bad person in it, or or there could be secretly an assassin hidden among them?
Yeah.
Oh my!
It is a social deduction type game. Yep, it's a hand building, risk management, and deduction in a detailed blend of strategy and player interaction.
Interesting.
Yep.
So I was a little off, obviously, with my Cold War era, but around the same time frame, just about 10 years later.
Yep.
Or earlier.
Yep. So Cindy gets the point there. I'm gonna give Philip the that was pretty creative though.
Yeah, I like
the mantis falling.
So that's 2 points piece.
Yes.
2 points for me, 2 points for Phil.
I'm sad that I remembered that.
All right. The last one in round 2 here is called Yurayura Penguin.
How spell that?
Yura Penguin.
Penguin. Okay.
And it's
are they two separate words?
Yes, it's pronounced that because that's in Japan or Japanese. It would be Yura. That's the way it's. I don't know what that means in Japanese, but it's. Never mind.
I got it.
It's the English. It's the English reading of a Japanese word.
That's cool.
So Yura Penguin. I guess it's technically Yurayura Penguin made in Japan is what it says. So I'll give you that.
Okay. Am I first?
Cindy, you are first.
Okay. I think this one's a kid's game. And obviously you're playing as a penguin. Everybody's playing as a penguin. And you are trying... It's hard not to go like ice cool with this because but this isn't a dexterity game at all, but you're all penguins and you're trying to collect fish. And so you can like I'm thinking of it kind of like there's a board with different penguin tokens all around it, and you can collect you move around the board. It's not a roll and move. There's cards as you play, and as you're collecting penguins, you set them or not penguins, you're collecting the fish, you set them in front of you, but you can steal fish from other players, and the first player to reach a certain number of fish, let's just say 10, is the winner.
Okay. Colin?
So I think Cindy was remembering a different game because it is a dexterity game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually similar to Katamari Damacy, except you're only picking up penguins. And you are a penguin. Everyone's penguins. So you're rolling this. You roll the ball around the table, and you're just trying to get penguins to stick to it. You could actually incorporate the penguins from Ice Cool if you want.
How would they stick?
It's all on the ball. It's all on the ball.
Okay.
And that's what the Yurayura is. The Yurayura is the ball, and the penguins are just what it's picking up.
All right. Philip, bring us home.
Okay, so I'm gonna go a little dark with this. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So the apocalypse has happened.
Ooh.
The only place that is left is a small iceberg where only penguins have survived, and they are attempting to it's sort of a king of the hill type game. All right, all these penguins are fighting their way to the top of this iceberg because there's one what do penguins eat? Sardines? We're gonna go with sardines. There's one sardine left, and the goal of the game is to get to the top of the hill and get the sardine. Then you have to fight your way back down the hill to your cave so you can eat it in peace.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So Yurayura Penguin is, Yurayura Penguin is a game in which you play a balance game while you're playing a card game. It's a familiar card game, a catchy-looking balance game, and a unique board game. The iceberg has melted, and the penguin's home is gone. Let's turn the ocean water back into ice and make a big house for the penguins. Of course, we'll have to be careful not to break the iceberg.
So, Colin and I were kind of both right. Because he said dexterity, and I said children's game.
I don't know, but Philip was talking
and I said
about...
cards.
Philip was talking about...
Philip was talking about the penguins on the iceberg.
Yeah, the end of days.
So science is going to rule in favor of Philip on the right on that one.
Whatever. Rigged.
But let's see. Most creative.
I will say I'm looking at this page and I see an image where everyone is penguins.
Yep.
I did mention that.
I did too.
All right, for pandering, I'm going to give the creative point to Cindy.
Thanks.
Well, did she mention cats again? I must have spaced out.
No, but
What?
you
No.
were trying to pander and failed horribly at it.
Oh, I thought pandering was a good thing.
Well, sometimes
Apparently
it's
only good when Cindy does it.
Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad. You did a poor job of it.
I had mentioned that we were all people were penguins too, so
I was just trying to help.
Uh-huh.
You seem to be struggling with your decision.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
man, this game is great.
All right. So let's we're gonna do a score update here. So Philip, you want to tell us the scores?
Cindy is currently in the rigged lead with 7 points.
Rigged? What? No.
Trailing 2 points behind is your local bald bearded guy, Felipe. And just 1 point behind that is Call Cakes.
Ooh.
All right. Here is your last question. This is round 3. Only one on this one. This one, I have it on my phone because it was one of the ones that didn't transfer. So
Wait, only 1 point for this?
No, this one is worth 3 points each.
Oh, 3 points. Oh, so Colin can still win.
There's only one question, though. This is your final question. So, I'm just saying I won't be able to put this one in the chat right away. The name of this one is Houston, We Have a Dolphin.
I think I've heard of this one. I don't know what it's about, but I think I've heard the name.
So, let's see. Philip, you had the most right on that, at least that I deemed. So, we're going to say you get to go first. The game is Houston, We Have a Dolphin.
That's fun.
Houston, We Have a Dolphin. All right. So this is an RPG. It's a no prep RPG. So you just grab some friends, sit down at a table, and you have to basically put yourselves in the position of the Apollo 13 mission. However, space is actually an ocean. So we basically live in we live
submarine.
we live on the planet Druidia, okay, where there's a giant glass shield covering the entire planet, and we slip out through the airlock into the ocean, and you've encountered a pod of dolphins, and they've damaged your craft, and you have to figure out how to save your craft to get back home.
Okay. Cindy, you're up next.
Okay. So Philip's kind of along the right lines. This is an RPG, but instead of it being regular humans, the astronauts are dolphins. So it's like is anthropomorphic the right word?
Probably.
Where animals are acting as humans?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, it's anthropomorphic. So all the characters are playing as dolphins, but they're, astronauts. They're in space. And so you're going around and doing all sorts of space escapades as dolphins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colin?
Okay, so what do you do with any great game, theme, whatever, to make it better? You put it in space. Not for me, but for the bulk of the masses, you put it in space. So you take dolphins, you put them in space.
That's
so what this game is doing is players are piloting a ship and they are encountering dolphins in space.
Oh.
The dolphins are bombarding them. Like the dolphins think they're just playing. So that's just theming. They think they're playing, but they're actually like punching holes in your hull, and you're having to repair it before all the oxygen's sucked out and stuff. So these dolphins are punching holes, and then you just don't die.
So this is a board game?
It's a cooperative board game, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to read this description because it's just hilarious. 1978, somewhere in the foamy ends of the Milky Way. An anchovy in the floppy drive? That could only mean one thing. Houston! The captain grabbed his first mate. We have a dolphin. Devious dolphins have found their way onto the spaceship and sabotaged the onboard computer. To reset the system, the energy demand needed to be reduced. Therefore, 3 ship modules had to be decoupled. The only way to do so was by sending astronauts on dangerous spacewalks. But whom to trust? The dolphins were still on board, and once they infiltrated a team, their newfound friends would fight for the dolphin cause. Will you regain control of the spaceship, or will you fight for a wetter world? It is a social deduction game for 3 players.
So Colin was definitely the closest.
Colin was the closest.
That's cool.
But most creative. Most creative. So Cindy, you said yours was an
Anthropomorphic Dolphins.
Anthropomorphic Dolphins RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Phillips was an RPG, but it was kind of like the space is the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I had this idea of when Colin was describing his of like the spaceship ramming into dolphins. So I'm gonna go with his on that, which I think makes him the winner.
So Colin got most creative also?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, Colin does win because I think that bumps him up to 9 points or 10 points. Okay.
And there you go. That's me. I can introduce some weird Kickstarters without making fun of them.
Nice. We should celebrate.
You just had us make fun of them for you.
Exactly. No, we
didn't know what they were.
You were coming up with alternative games that were funny.
I'm totally going to make my things heroes say.
Yeah.
But not necessarily heroes, but just, stuff people say or something. That'd be fun.
All right. I think it's time to wrap. I don't know. My watch is telling me it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all we got for you guys this week. If you want to catch the show live, make sure normally we record every other Wednesday. Next time will be 1 week from today. Normally every other Wednesday, boardsandswords.com/live has the schedule and the links to all our live streaming channels.
If you enjoy this show, you gotta check out boardsandswords.com to find the other podcast, The Dirtbags of Holding. We take all of these amazing RPGs, some of them we talked about on this Kickstarter, and we will completely mess them up for your enjoyment.
You can email us your comments and questions at feedback@boardsandswords.com, or follow us on Instagram at boardsandswordspod, or on Facebook at facebook.com/boardsandswordspod. And you should also follow our individual accounts. I'm Cindy Pastorius on Twitter and Instagram.
I am CallCase196 on Twitter and Instagram.
I am Chris Isn't Bored, BOARD, on Twitter and Instagram.
And on the Twitterverse, I am Phil the Dirtbag.
And we are also a part of Punchboard Media. And if you want to find other sorts of gaming-related content, there's written reviews, podcasts, videos, all kinds of ways that you can consume it. You'll probably find it there at punchboardmedia.com.
And lastly, thank you all, everyone out there hearing my voice, for listening. Once again, please go check out patreon.com/boardsandswords to help support the show. And we'll be back, if you're listening to the podcast, 2 weeks. If you're listening to the live stream, 1 week, with another show. In the meantime, remember that every gamer has a story, and this one had a dolphin. So I've been I got something to help me with my painting. And I have to put these on so you can see, because Ashley can't stand to look at me while I'm wearing these.
Oh.
These are now my new paint.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
that's hilarious.
And they have a light.
Oh wow.
Total nerdwear. I love it.
But it's great.
Dr.
That's
Renshaw,
great.
DDS.
Yeah.
That is great.
I just get an image of the guy from Toy Story 2 that's like repairing Woody.
Oh. Yeah. So Colin has the game show next time. Is that correct? Okay, cool.
Is that what the thing said?
Yeah.